Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we don't usually do videos like this, but I'm just gonna cut my hair and you're gonna watch and we'll see how it turns out. I've never cut my own hair before, really. I've only ever trimmed bangs. It's never turned out great. And today we're gonna create some bangs and cut my hair and create some layers, all using Brad Mondo'S tips. So a lot of you recommended his videos when I said in my recent live session that I was going to be cutting my own hair because I had just received these fancy, really pretty unicorn-like scissors. So this is what we're going to use, and then the rest of the stuff is essentially what he said to use. So I have a large wide tooth comb, I have a rat tail comb for parting my hair. This I think is pretty important, and I've noticed amongst a lot of the videos trying out his technique that not everybody used these, and some who didn't ended up with kind of like uneven lengths. These are rubber elastics. I never use these because they kind of break your hair. They're not great, but I think they're necessary for this particular method of hair cutting, where all of the hair is sectioned and tied before it is cut. So I'm going to use these, and then yeah, I'll probably never use them again, but they were 99 cents, so I'll link everything that I got in the info bar down below. Then I have a Mason Pearson here, so a good hairbrush. It is a kid size, so it's kind of, you know, a little bit more affordable than the full-size one. Plus, it's a pretty blue and great for traveling, so I really like this brush. If you want a new hairbrush, I highly recommend it. I got one of these little touch-up razors in case I want to razor the ends for the bangs, because he does use a razor, but he uses a really scary looking one. I just ended up getting this, and I thought I would try it and see if it works for me. I don't normally do razored ends or thinned out ends anyway. I prefer kind of a bit more of a clean look, but for creating bangs, I've heard that it's, you know, a good thing to have. And then I have a hair clip, which nobody seems to need, but I have one on standby in case I decide that I would like one. So I don't have a ton of skill to bring to the table to this video. It may or may not turn out well, but what I will do is kind of review the technique. We'll see how it turned out. I have long hair, which I think is going to make it a little bit easier, and if we go wrong and end up kind of uneven, we'll have a little bit of room to fix it as well. I'm going to wash my hair after it's cut and style it, and then come back and see if we need to do any more trimmings. So most people just kind of cut it when it's clean and then leave it, but I think it might be kind of nice for you guys to see an overnight review, and I've been doing that on my channel with a number of things like nails and lashes. I tried the Kiss False Cara lash set, and you guys said that you liked that format of doing a bit of a time lapse. And then the other thing that I would like to do is to show you the back, because so many hair tutorials, not Brad's, but other people's, never show you what the back looks like either before or after, despite not being very frayed thin, and I don't like that. I prefer more of like a full look at the ends of the hair, so that's what we're trying to get rid of, as well as creating some shape, because I think it looks very heavy. Are you gonna help? Do you want a fur trim? Maybe we should practice on baby's tail. Your tail isn't fluffy enough. So step one is to find what is called the apex in the hair cutting world. It's really just the crown of your head. It's nothing too crazy. So it's just like the highest part, and you're gonna go down from that and behind your ear to section the hair. And in his video, Brad did 4 sections, but said that you could do more if your hair is super thick. So we'll see how we do. Okay, so these front pieces, as you can see, are shorter. In the first place from layering. I always request long blunt layers when I get my hair cut, but that is 6 months ago now in lockdown, so everything has grown out greatly, and I'm not going to worry too much about, like, obviously I'm not going to cut this much off of my hair, but I'm just going to leave it for now, because it's easy to pull down hair elastics like this, but pulling them up the hair shaft really damages your hair, so don't do that. If you get them too low, just put it back in. So this is the back section of my hair, and I'm kind of thinking that it's a little bit too much hair to be one plump that's going to be easy to cut. I do think my hair falls into the slightly thicker side of things, so we're going to do 6 sections, I think, of hair. All right, and then one more. And I feel like you can really tell with this one, like, look how thin those ends are. That's exactly what I would like to fix today. So for those of you who are wondering how I'm doing with powder nails, if you've watched that tutorial video that I did, which was also time-lapse, here's an update. The color isn't my favorite. It's kind of a cinnamony browny nude. The second time around that I did my nails, I trimmed them down a little bit because the nails are very damaged from the acrylic overlay that I used to have on my nails before lockdown. So I'm trying to grow them out and get them healthier, but I did manage to get the actual powder nail polish pretty smooth and thinner than the first time. It's nice if you have help, but I do not. So we're gonna have to figure this out together, is to make sure that the back sections lie flat. Try and get the elastic so that the hair is fully taut and everything is straight, and then you need to try and get it to the same level, which is the really tricky part. So I'm really going to take my time here to try and make sure that everything is the right length, because this is where you go wrong cutting your own hair. If I pull this forward, it looks like it's much higher up at the back because I'm essentially losing length of the hair by pulling it forward, and it's wrapping around my neck and head, whereas if I put it to the back, then it's not. If you are more confident than I am with freehanding hair cutting, Pick Up Limes has a really good tutorial where she uses a guide. Her method was really smart. It's very well explained and edited, as all her videos are. My only concern is that the end result is a little bit triangular at the end, so I think her layers look beautiful on her, but it's not the end result that I'm hoping for, whereas Brad's wig, it kind of is. Like, I'd be really happy with that haircut. Okay, so these 2 front ones look like the length is good, I think, and then the back one I still think is not quite right. So what can help is to use a comb, but it's really hard because we have arms, right? Like, unlike the model that he used, to tell. And right now what I'm seeing is that if anything, the back one is slightly lower, and I'm kind of okay with that because that will give me more room to fix it if it needs fixing. Time to snip, and I'm terrified, but we're gonna go for this. It's kind of an adventure, so as scared as I am, I'm also having fun, and I think that's the point of these things that I've been trying, nails, eyelashes, is to kind of have fun with my own beauty regime and try out professional services on myself and kind of learn new things, right? So let's try this out. And I really do like this thumb swivel thing on these scissors. They're really comfortable to hold. I'm gonna cut horizontally like this, first cut, and then point cut into the length of the hair, just like he showed. All right, second section. This is so scary. This is pretty short for me, but I think it's gonna feel so much healthier at the end. And I do think super long, for me personally, my type of hair, super long hair that goes like halfway down my back is a little bit overrated. I would rather have, you know, still long but healthy hair that has a little bit more shape. Last section, this is the back section essentially. Let me just compare. Yes, yes. All right, snip it off. This is where I'm supposed to say how disgusting all this hair that's not attached to my head is from all the other tutorials I've watched, but I have 2 cats, so fur that's not attached isn't really all that shocking to me. But it is still, looks like a lot, which is funny, and that's the thing, at the hairdresser they kind of sweep it away before you can realize, hey, like how much hair they've cut off your head. other side. And what may surprise you as well, that I realized this morning when I was sort of looking at my hair, is that your hair may already be an uneven length when you start. So I know an even result is kind of the goals here, but you'd be surprised how many times we've walked out of hair salons with a haircut that isn't perfectly even. I've had so many bad haircuts in my life. And I don't think that my hair was perfectly even. I think it was actually like a little bit different lengths on both sides. And I can also tell from the difference in size between these two chunks that I have more like shorter pieces on this side that are falling out of it. So that's why this section is so thin. Like there's not much hair in the hairband. That's kind of like a fun thing that you only really realize once you turn your attention to this sort of thing. I have actually no clue what I'm doing. Right? You're not going to pay yourself or tip yourself for this, so you can always, you know, go back, tie everything back up together and do it again. Last section. Alright, so I'm kind of looking at the back to see if there's any like stray hairs that have escaped. There's like one here. I'm just going to trim it a little bit. There we go. And then I guess we let it out and see how we did. I'll show you from the back how it looks. I need to trim my left side just a little bit. I think I might have point cut a little bit more on the right side than the left, but let's check the back. Situation where a double mirror would, I think, work really well, but I can just crane my head and look. Like you can kind of see that there's a piece kind of sticking out there, so I'm just going to trim it up just a little bit. Alright. Better, I think. Here, I'll try and be like straight on. So it's the same thing again where you section from behind the ear, and my part keeps changing. It doesn't seem to want to sit still today because this whole middle part thing is kind of new to me. I've always had a side part until recently when I decided to change it. So you take half of the hair like so, and only the top half is going to be trimmed. The bottom half we are going to not touch. So we're only going to touch the top half, and he definitely recommends not going crazy with this part of the tutorial. So I'll just kind of lean back for a moment to show you what you do. So you pull everything up vertically, so I can't show you the top of it. Even though this is a wide angle lens, it's still not wide enough for you to be able to see everything because my hair is very long. But I'm going to hold it up vertically, combing through the hair, and just tie the very ends of the hair. So you'll see it has a very kind of strange shape. Front pieces are falling out, and it's sort of like a strange swoopy shape when you do this. Okay, so you end up with these kind of sticky outy bits, which is what you want, because if you hold it tight at the top, you want the hair to be straight. You need to go ahead and take off any pointy thin bits, and he said like 1 inch maximum, so I'm going to kind of aim for that. Oh, and I just realized I screwed it up, but not in an irreversible kind of way. I didn't actually section this side of my head. Aim for about 1 inch. And then what you can do is you can take the matching section and kind of compare We let it down, see what it looks like. And you can see wavy girl hair problems is that even just like the heat from my body in this room, my hair is already waving. It doesn't really stay super stick straight like this very well. Just doesn't work. It doesn't want to. And that's why, you know, most often I'll either do like a curl under, which looks especially nice if you have layers, or I'll flat iron curl my hair. All right. How are we looking? Definitely the layers are subtle, hey? They're not, like, there's no staircase effect. Like, pretty blunt. So what's interesting to me is, you know, at the beginning of his video he says don't attempt a blunt cut at home, but this is actually what I would define as a pretty blunt cut, and that's what I like about it. So, you know, he means one of those like perfect, so like editorial blunt cuts. But whenever I go to the hairdresser, what I ask for is like relatively blunt ends with long layers, and that's why I chose to follow this method, because I do think that that is what you get. But what's not fine, that doesn't work for me, is how heavy these front pieces are. So that's what I meant when I said we're going to combine two of his tutorials, because what he does at the end of his tutorial for this hair cutting technique is he takes these long pieces and he just kind of goes down and just kind of graduates it downwards so that you don't have like super long pieces at the front. But I want more. I want more than that. We're gonna do a crazy thing that may or may not be advisable. We're gonna cut some curtain bangs, and I have such a thing for curtain bangs. I know they're really quite trendy right now, but before they were on J-Lo and Dakota Johnson and literally like every celebrity, they were on Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but side parted, and also on Anastasia. So for really any kind of bangs, what you want to do is create a triangle towards the front, which is quite hard, clearly. So before I take the plunge, I'm going to chat to you for a second. So right now I'm wearing my Nouvelle Pearl studs. These are the classic white color, and I'm doing a sale. So I'm doing a last push for Nurses House, which is the nonprofit that I'm raising money for through direct donations on the page that's linked down below, and through sales from my business. So 10% of all sales revenue from my new Orchid collection is going straight to Nurses House at the end of May, and I will be sharing with you what that amount is and everything like that once I know how much it will be. Since we're going into Memorial Day weekend, happy Friday by the way when you guys are watching this, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I thought we would do a last push from now until the end of the month, so the 31st. So from today to the 31st for Memorial Day, I'm going to be offering a free pair of studs. Nouvelle Pearl studs are $49 value. I make them with freshwater pearls on sterling silver findings. They're around 7.5 millimeters. They're a good size. They're really subtle, really comfortable to wear every day. And I'm going to be giving away a pair for free with any purchase from the Orchid line. So it can literally just be a pair of earrings or a larger order. Whatever you would like to purchase will come with one free pair of studs. And the color is of your choosing. So I'm wearing classic white, but they also come in rose gold, dove gray, and lavender. Usually around the holidays, around November, Thanksgiving, I will do a gift with purchase. So I don't normally do it at this time of year, but I wanted to do it for charity. I love my studs. I wear them all the time because I don't even notice them being in there. So yeah, I thought I would do that and kind of, you know, really try and do that nice final push for raising as much money as possible for Nurses House by giving a little extra special gift away during, you know, the Memorial Day period. But I don't like to do just a weekend because who knows if you'll watch this video and find out about it in time. So I figured might as well just do it until the end of the sale, all the way until May 31st. So, all right. That gave me a nice little like moment of rest. Do this. I'm gonna try the razor because Brad seems to say that it's like a game changer for cutting bangs. So I'm gonna try it, but if it doesn't work, we'll just go with scissors instead. This is like $1. But I've seen them done longer where it starts around like below the cheekbone, and that's what I'm gonna do for multiple reasons. A, I tend to like them better when they're longer. B, my hair is wavy, so it's usually smarter to have a little bit more weight to your hair to just kind of keep it down, you know, in this West Coast weather, and not like up here, Princess Diaries style. And then of course, because I'm cutting it myself this way, I also have some room to trim it up some more if I want to later. Definitely want to go shorter than this. Okay. This razor is not powerful enough to slice through everything, so I'm going to switch to scissors. To go ahead and start trimming the other side. So then I can gradually kind of whittle down both sides at once. The middle part, the very middle part, and I'm just going to go a little bit shorter on that one. We do. I like these smaller, shorter pieces. I put the scissors down, and I don't think I'm going to razor it more because it's not really working all that well anyway. Let's see if I can just do this a little bit. Just trim up the ends. I'm gonna wash my hair, style it the way I usually would, and then we're gonna come back and see if we want to do any touch-ups and do a little bit more bangs or anything like that. But right now I really can't tell if I need more. I don't think that I do, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna touch it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. There's a theme. Yes, there is. This is like a proper hair salon at this point. Good morning, everyone. So freshly washed. I washed my hair last night. I like to let it air dry as much as possible, and then I styled it this morning just my usual way. If you want to see how I do that, definitely check out my get ready with me that I filmed at the beginning of lockdown. Nothing has changed except for the length of my hair, and I am so in love. I have my scissors here in their case, but I can't think of anything I want to cut because I'm so happy with it. It feels so clean cut and healthy. It's really soft because of how healthy it is. So I did put some Oribe texturizing spray in the hair, which I don't think I used in that get ready with me tutorial because it's expensive, so I haven't been using it in lockdown all that much. But I did use a little bit today on the top layers just to give them a little bit of definition and lift. So I think the only thing I'm gonna say as my kind of parting tips would be that I have now ordered a pair of thinning shears. The bangs are a little bit on the long side and the heavy side. I still think they look good though. I'm really happy with them, how they're sitting. I don't want to cut them a lot shorter because right now I actually can still like just kind of tuck them behind my ears if I want to. So I've ordered those thinning shears, but that's going to be a very subtle difference. It's not going to take a lot off. It's just going to thin out the ends just a tiny bit, but I really don't think I'm going to do that to the length of the hair because it really is sitting quite well. You can see there are layers, but they're long layers. They're sitting really well, and I don't really like the look of really super thinned out ends. that's actually like a pet peeve for me with hairdressers, is that they tend to do that too much. And I think the last and most important thing I want to say in this video is, if you're not sure, you know, like that you want to do this at home, here's what I want to say to you. Here's my ear. Can you see that red mark right here? That's where I full-on like panini pressed with my flat iron my ear about 2 weeks ago. So that really tells you how good I am at hair. I'm not that great at it. It's not my thing. This is not a hair channel. I'm good at other things, but it still turned out like really good, like one of my favorite haircuts I've ever had. And can I fine-tune it a little bit over time? Sure. But in terms of like how self-satisfied I am with it, we've got hair up here so far, then we've got nails, which I'm still perfecting, and then we have lashes. My Lashify set. Definitely subscribe and give this video a like if you want to see my full review and giveaway for that, because I think it's arriving either today or tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. Well beyond my expectations in terms of how much I like it and how much I see myself as likely to do this again, even by choice. So next to my little scar, I've got my rose gold studs on today. So if you do want to get a pair of free studs by making a purchase from my collection for charity for Nurses House, definitely do that before May 31st, when that whole fundraising effort and now free gift with purchase will end. So thank you so much for watching this hair transformation and kind of being there for me as I did it, because it was nice to have the moral support and also the encouragement to put down the scissors yesterday, because at the end I was really tempted to cut more, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I wouldn't want to change anything about how it turned out. I really like it. To see more time-lapse transformations and tests for new products and techniques, definitely give this video a like and subscribe. It's something I've been really enjoying doing, that I see myself doing more of in the future. I hope you're all doing well and keeping well, and I will see you in my next installment on style. Bye.